Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome and thank you so much for being here with me today. Same as we've been doing before, this is a paper pumpkin kit alternative video, which is not scheduled. So I hope you find me and I hope we can have some fun today. I am just fixing some things in here. I think everything looks good. So fingers crossed, because last time it was a little bit messy. Um, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming in, and I do hope you like the content of this channel. Do subscribe if you do, and please comment down below, or if you're here for the live, talk to me in the live because I love not talking to myself. And if you've been here before, thank you. Thank you so much for being my crafting buddy. In case you don't know, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and of course, I would love to spoil you with my reward system, starting with the catalog. You can, let me see if I can do this more elegantly. You can always send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com and let me know that you're interested in a free catalog, and I will send it to you. I will need your address, of course. I have catalogs in stock, so just send them my way. Send me an email, and definitely I will send the catalog to you. And talking about rewards, hey Joan, how are you? How is the weather there's that Minnesota? I'm super bad with, just remember I'm from Costa Rica in my defense, so I always have to like remember things. How is the weather there? We've had like the rainiest spring I can recall since I moved to Colorado, 15 years ago. It's been a lot of rain. And I was just chatting a little bit about my reward system, and this is what you would get this month if you order from me, and that would be $50 before shipping and taxes. Then you will get, these are the small blending brushes, which I absolutely love because I love blending. We are going to do some blending today, minimal, but we're going to work a little bit on that. And let's see what else. Very important. I think this is super cool, guys. The online exclusives will be Tuesday, I want to say, is June 6th. And so very excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I am so very happy about that. So, okay, let's go ahead and go to our, let's see if this works. I am getting much better at working with this whole setting. It's just kind of funny how it takes some learning. It definitely takes some learning. Okay, so this is May's Paper Pumpkin Kit. If you have not seen it, it's called Exploring in Color, and it just makes emphasis on all our new 2023-2025 in colors. So beautiful options. I am not going to show you what it brings because I did that video last time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, not here. No, I think last I checked we were 60, I want to say. Yeah, it's been quite cool. I'm not complaining. Colorado always needs the rain, so it's fine. I always show you what the cards would look like if you did the cards as they have design. We always work on alternatives, but these are very beautiful. And this is the coming Paper Pumpkin Kit. Is called Welcome In. This is the June one, and you have until the 10th to subscribe to it. So don't hesitate if you like the Paper Pumpkin Kit. I try very hard to just get what is in, to just use, sorry, what's in the kit. Let me do this 1 second. I feel that I'm too far away. Let's see if this improves a little better. I think it does. If it's too close, we'll figure it out. And I, again, use only what's in the kit. I bring my tools, though, because if you are watching these, most likely you have scissors, or you will have glue and other adhesives, although the kit brings adhesives too, so you could use those. And I will always say these are probably the most important tools in my craft room. My trimmer, which I absolutely love, and if you've been here before, my take your pick, that as you can tell is a little bit struggling there. And my bone folder. These are tools that I totally recommend. If you buy the 3 of them with me, you will get your free blending brushes. So I'm going to move these out of the way for a minute, and let's bring what we're going to need. We are going to need a piece of black cardstock. Oops, I have 2 pieces there of black cardstock. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, just a regular piece. And we are probably going to need 2 pieces of these. 1 piece, sorry. I'm calculating 1 piece. And this is 1.5 by 5.5, just as the same, but we're going to cut this one in half here in a little bit. So let's start with the black piece. We're going to get, and I know working with black is very hard. It's hard for me, and it will be hard for you to see, but we're going to do our best. I'm going to move our cutting blade, and I align these in the 8.5 side to 4.25, which would be the half of that 8.5. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of fold it here a little bit just because it's going to help me in a little bit. And now I'm going to align these on the 5.5 side, and I'm going to align at 2 3/4, which would be the half of that. And I'm going to bring my little white pen here. Okay, I can't see there. I'm going to score real quick here. Let me make a tiny bit of a score, but I'm still not going to be able to see it anyways from far away. So I am bringing my little white pen and make a little dot. And I still feel I am too far away. Joan, do you think I'm too far away? Do you think I need to be closer? I can see my little dot there. Can you? Okay. So this is going to help me because now we're going to align that score we did previously. So it's the one for the half of the card. And we're going to align that in our little white dot. And this is a fan fold. Sorry, I don't know how it's called, to be honest. I've been wanting to do this. Actually, I've been wanting to do the one that's like folds open like both ways. And that's probably a video coming, I think like in a month or so. Okay, and I'm aligning this as best as I can. So again, that top of the score line and that little white dot. And I am going to cut. And you can tell my little white dot isn't there, so that's not super cool. But that's fine because we're going to put some stuff on it, and I think it'll be fine. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. So with the side that we just cut, and we are going to align again at 2 1/8, and we're going to score. Okay. Good. Thank you, Joan. So this is just a very simple front fold. It goes like this. Let me bring my bone folder real quick to crease that fold. And this is what our card is going to look like. I'm going to enforce this fold too because it's a little rebellious. Okay, let me move the white pen out of the way. So this is the fold we're going to be working with. It's really, really cute. And I think it's going to end up looking super cute with this kind of scene cards that we got at the Paper Pumpkin Kit. Okay, so this is the first thing. I'm going to put that out of the way. I'm going to bring our white piece, and I am going to cut a piece at 4 1/4. Okay, and we got 2 pieces, and we're going to use both of them. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one, and I am going to, oops, I took the trimmer out of the way too soon. I'm going to do exactly the same thing we did before. Sorry about that. I'm going to align the 5.5 side to the trimmer, and I am going to align these at 2 3/4, and I'm going to make a little score line there. It's hard to see for you. I don't know. Can you see it? It's even hard for me to see it. No, I can see it here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to line this edge to my trimmer, and then I'm going to put that score, little dot we put there against, I'm going to line it here in my trimmer view, and I'm going to cut. Okay, why are we doing? Hey Karen, how are you? I am glad you're joining us. So we are doing this exactly this way so we can keep the same angle. And I learned that the hard way when I did that double diamond fold. I try to figure out ways to make it just simpler and simpler, and it never happened. So I figured this is the way to go. So we're going to do the exact same thing. So we have, as you can tell, is the exact same angle here, and it will work once we take I think it's 1/8 in each side. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to turn this around, and we're going to cut this in half. This is the 4 1/4 side. So we are going to align this at 2 1/8, and we are going to cut. So we have now our 2 panels. Now, the way the way I figured it out when I was doing that diamond fold, and I did some practice here before getting on online, is the easiest way to take this and make it as exact as possible is aligning these with our this is the 1/8. Sorry, I got a little confused there. So I'm aligning these as best as I can in my trimmer. I don't know if you guys can see well enough, but here's my 1/8. I'm using the right side of my trimmer. Here's my 1/8. I'm aligning it there and holding it. I'm using this line as a reference to make sure that it's straight. And I always say straight-ish, right? Because in the end, it's my eyes. And I am going to cut that. Oops, I moved that. I'm going to cut that. Okay, see, I think you can tell if it's not straight. Using this line as reference helps a lot. Okay, now I'm going to cut that. So I cut 1/8 there, as you can tell. And I'm just making sure it's going to fit. And we still need to cut 1/8 in here and 1/8 in here. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to cut 1/8 on the lower side. And finally, we are going to cut, and I'm going to cut the 1/8 on this side and 1/8 on this side. I tried doing it like cutting just the smaller piece, and it kind of didn't work for me. It may be that I just get too complicated, but this works. So it's just a little bit of extra cutting, but not a whole lot. But that works perfectly well. And so we're going to do the exact same thing with this other little piece. We're going to align this as best as we can. And you can even use this to hold a little bit. Maybe if we do it, no, just kidding. Anyways, you get practice with it. You see, you use this as a reference. It looks straight, and now we are going to cut that 1/8. So we got one down. We go to the bottom, cut another 1/8. And then I am using the smaller side because I like it better. And there we go. Perfect. So now we have our 2 pieces, our 2 layering pieces for here. I am not going to create a layering piece for here, but we are going to create one more for here. So I am going to, let's see. I'm going to do the exact same thing, even if I'm going to lose a piece. This is already defined. We are going to align this at the 2 3/4. And I'm going to cut that. You're just repeating the exact same process. I hope my big head is not in front of you. I think that's good. And let's see. We put this at 2 1/8 and we cut it. Okay. And we have the same. This piece is the one that's going to be here. Okay. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We are going to align these there using that little line as reference. I can see it's a little bit smidge there. So we're going to cut one. We're going to cut. I'm going to use this one first, the bottom. So another 1/8 on the bottom. Again, just using my right side. And a small, another 1/8 on the shortest side. And these should look pretty decent. Or decent enough. There you go. Okay. So now this piece, I already have a piece that it's blended, but I want to show you guys how beautiful these blends. So as you can tell, this is the one I was using, and this looks so gorgeous. And this is a smaller blend, and these are the ones I am giving away this month. So don't hesitate to get that. And we're going to do the exact same thing, except now we are going to cut an 1/8, a quarter smaller. So let's go ahead and align this at the 3 1/2. And if somebody knows a better way to do it, by all means, tell me about it, because I have struggled with this. I am doing the same thing we've done just so we can keep the same angle. And that did not align very well. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm just taking a tiny, tiny bit off it. So if somebody knows better how to keep those angles, oh my God, please let me know, because I do struggle with it. And like I said, now we're going to take a 1/4 of an inch, and that's going to be easier because now we align with this little lining here. So it's much easier. So we align there, we hold it, and we cut. And we're going to do the same thing here. We align at the, I'm going to turn this back this way. Hey, Susie, how are you? Welcome, guys. Welcome, and thank you for being here. I am just aligning again at the 1/4 inch mark, and I am going to align now the bottom to the 1/4 inch line. And I'm going to bring my little brushes here for a minute. And you guys know me. I saved my paper to do this. So, ta-da, there's my messy paper. Because what I really want to do is kind of create those darker edges. But I really wanted to cut this with you guys. The stamp, the color, the color ink that the ink brought was copper clay, and this is the ink spot. I am not using the stamping spot because it's brand new and I don't need to open it, and I have a big one here. So I'm going to bring one of those small brushes, and I'm just going to go over those corners to darken them a little bit, because I like that a little bit darker. Okay, and so going back again. If you've been here before, you know very well that I like blending very much, and that I do like kind of just creating extra paper. And that's kind of what we're doing. Since I don't want to bring anything extra to my to the table today, any other products. So guys, here, that's me. I just got myself inked. So I'm cleaning myself there real quick. I tend to use the blending to create quote unquote cardstock, right? Okay, I'm going to bring this out of the way. That one is kind of messy. And we're going to finish decorating this. Let me bring my stamp, which I should have had ready, but I did not. Here she is. Okay. So I am going to bring, I'm going to tell you guys, I absolutely love this. This one is the, I don't know if you can, yeah, the little cup. I love it. And I'm going to bring my copper clay again. And we are going to make our own DSP here. So I'm just going to go one, maybe there. Probably like that. Again, we're just creating our own DSP. That way we don't use all the panels from let's see, I'm going to put this one straight. All the panels from our card bases at once. And then we don't have any, huh? And that one didn't work very well. I'm going to risk it for one reason. This is a, how do you call this? This is a full stamp. And so it's easier to kind of do this. I'm going to bring my big head in front of you though, so I can see kind of what I am doing and hoping for the best. And that kind of worked. Phew, guys. And I'm going to bring just one little piece in here, one extra. Okay, so we just created our own, you know, mug DSP, and I really like it. This one is going to go on, let's see. Guys, I did this the wrong way. All that work. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, we're going to do this real quick. Thankfully, blending is easy. I am bringing this because I like it better. I'm sorry about that. I was not thinking. I was about to tell you guys, don't forget that if you are going to cut this, it needs to go into the right position, of course. That's why you don't have to forget, because this happens. Okay, so this is a little stronger than I wanted, but I think it's going to work. Yeah. Let's bring our little cup. Oh, here it is. And let's go ahead and do the same thing. And I'm going to do it a little bit speedier. Okay, sorry about that. That's what happens when I'm not paying a lot of attention, which happens often. Susie knows about that because I always get distracted in my videos. So sorry. But that just tells us that definitely when we are crafting, we need to focus a little bit on what we're doing. And I'm going to bring this one in here. And one last one there, just so we can have a little bit of it. Cleaning that. Let's move that away. And now we can put it together, right? Okay, so this is going to go in here. And it's going to look really, really cute when you see it in here, folding like this. Okay, let's go with the rest of the card. We'll put this together here in a minute. Let me put that out of the way. All the messes out of the way so we don't have any issues. So this is the card base we're going to be using today. I'm going to cut these in the middle, right there in the middle, where the score line is at. I don't know if you can tell, I actually cut it a little bit towards this edge, so I don't have to cut a whole lot, but I still need to make this smaller anyways. So I am going to cut this at 4. Almost made a mistake, guys. Did you see it? Okay, this is going to be 4. And I'm cutting these aside because I really like the tent. And I've told you guys we are campers and I can't help it. And this is 4 1/4. So 4 4 1/4, and we're going to bring another piece of white paper. Don't forget, by the way, that all these measurements are going to be in below with everything, so, and all, you know, the pieces we're using, so you don't have to worry about it now. So I cut these at 5 3/8, and I'm going to cut these at 4 1/8. So This is our first layer. This is going to go here. I love layers, guys. I cannot help it. And I love, actually, I've been falling in love with the layering black, white, and color. I'm just in love with that. And yes, you guessed it. We are going to do the same thing we just did with the other one. So we are going to line the 5.5 side to our trimmer and add the, so align the 5.5 to the top and then align here at 2 3/8 as we've been doing. We're going to remove that, bring our scoring. It's hard to see. I can sort of mostly see it, but oops, look at that. Look at that. We can see it much better on this side, right? I am still going to do this way just because I don't want to make a mistake, which would happen if I align this the other way. So I'm just moving my blade to the top. Why is that? Because if I use my blade here in this little pointy edge, I may just like mess that edge up. Well, if I do it from here, it has like the whole paper and it will cut much easier. And boom, we're going to cut that. This is a sad piece to lose, but we're going to lose it and it's fine. And we're going to do the same thing. We turn it around, we align it 2 1/8. Whoops, that's not the one, and we cut. And now we're going to cut a whole, I'm going to do this way, a whole fourth, just like we did with that other piano that we decorated. So a fourth on the diagonal side. I keep using this better. A fourth on the shorter side. I don't know why, but I like that one better. And a fourth on the bottom. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to do the same thing. Much easier when it is the quarter, because you can totally align with that mark in there. There goes one. Man, we missed that bison by a millimeter. We're gonna cut that one and one last fourth on this side. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Is it easy to follow? I always say this. This makes a lot of sense to me. It does not mean it has to make sense to you. So, and the last piece we're going to need is this one that's going to go in here, and we'll cut it here in a little bit. Okay. Actually, let's cut it now. We're going to layer that in there. So this needs to be 4 and there it is. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and we got that one there. So this one is where we are going to be able to write in our card. Let's put it together. I'm so excited. Okay, let's start with the basics. So I'm just bringing my Stampin' Seal Plus, and we're going to go ahead and add this real quick. It does not have to be quick. Just add it slowly, actually, because the quicker you do it, the most likely you are going to mess it. Well, let me rephrase this. If I do things too quickly, yes, I mess them up. So my advice to you is take your time, because in my case, I am not very successful. Does anyone know how this fold is now? Because it's called, I don't know how it's called. I always turn my paper, I feel that's horizontal. I don't know. I feel it's easier for me to put this when it's horizontal, to adhere layers. Like I feel they are it's easier for me, for my eyesight. I think it's got to do with my peripheral vision that is not very good. So this is our first. Now we're going to put these two layers together. I'm bringing the layers here with us. So this one will go in here. I don't know how this is called, but I really, really love it. So if you do, let me know. This is a little bit harder to align sometimes, I feel. But we're going to do the best we can. And there we go. Okay, so there's one. And I'm actually not too concerned that I cut too much in here. because I'm going to put some trees here. I die cut them. So this one worked very well, but that one didn't. So how does that happen, guys? I don't know. But it's fine. And back again. Sorry. I'm turning it horizontal. Again, is how it works best for me. Oh, so this one did not work very well. I must have done something wrong with my cutting, which makes me very sad, but I think I'm going to leave it as is. So just because I'm a little bit OCD, I'm going to cut a tiny bit of that white and that white. Let me see. There. Just a tiny bit. You guys know this is the 16th, so I'm going to cut there. So I cut a 16th in there, and I'm going to cut a 16th in here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I don't know why it worked for the others in this one. I must have been that I didn't do it correctly. It happens. It has happened to me several times when I'm working with pointy edges. For some reason, that's why I don't like triangles. I keep saying that. And it looks like I have a reason for it. And here we go. So this is, we're going to try to figure out how to disguise this. You'll work with me towards that. Now, I am going to adhere this. In here. And adhere that one, even if I am still thinking not to do it, but I'm going to do it just so the video don't take forever. We're going to figure out what we're going to do there. And we're going to line this. So, see how this one works? I don't know what happened with that one. That's so weird. Oh. So my Stampin' Seal Plus is rebellious too, because why not? We're going to bring our little cups, and we're going to line this as best as we can and center. And then we'll do the same thing. So my thought is that in this case, we did the measurements were the same. So I'm not sure what I did wrong, that it did not work well on that one. But in that case, if you are like concerned that it's not going to fit correctly, then just measure it before cutting too much, like cut an eighth and then measure, which is what I usually do. But this is how it's going to look. And I did fussy cut a couple of the trees that come in the other one, and I am going to put this here. And I know we're not going to be able to see our bison here, but when we open, we're going to have more bison, so I'm okay with that. And I'm going to bring some of these, of the glue. And I'm going to put it here. And that's what I was telling you guys, that I was not so concerned about this one because I'm putting this in here. And these have a straight line because this belongs to one of the other card bases. And I'm just going to align it all the way to the end in there and all the way down. And I am actually thinking that since I messed that up, I can even bring a little bit of these extra hill that we have that's part of the card base and cut it and put it in there, and that will take care of one of our mistakes at least. Let's see. Okay, so I just cut a tiny piece. I can tell here that there needs to be, and we can totally put this in here. So we need to cut a whole lot more. So it has the right width. We need to cut, I don't know, probably right there, more like an eighth. And more like a quarter. I'm going to cut a quarter. And then we'll go slowly. I always do that, and I'm not sure why I didn't do that today. Nope, it needs more. Okay, I'm going to cut an eighth now. And it may be that what we need to do is take away this heel so it fits, and I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to kind of bring my scissors and lower that heel. I am not a very good scissor user, but I think this works perfect now. See, now we have a complete, I'm going to leave here my, it needs a little bit more. You know, Joan, I have always said this. I am not by any means an expert in crafting. I am a big aficionado, though. I'm a big hobby maker, and I love doing my cards. I'm gonna take, you guys see, I'm gonna take this one here. I'm gonna take this little piece. Nope, let's bring my, so a part of me is like, yeah, a mistake is a mistake. If I were like a, you know, like, how would you call it? Like, you know, like one of those like crafters that, yeah, I'm just a fan and I love working and doing cards, and that's what we do here. So I'm not even concerned. I make a lot of mistakes in my videos, and actually you're right, Joan. I think that it is a wonderful opportunity to figure out how to correct them, because we all make the mistakes. So okay, so now that piece down there does not look as bad because we fixed it somehow. So we have fixed one, right? And now I still have to think about that one. So give me a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and decorate these, which belongs to our other side. And I want to bring, oh my God, I'm looking for my Stampin'Up right here. So that's me, guys, all the time. I love these boots. I don't know about you guys, but some of these things, I just like them very much because, again, we like camping a lot. And so it's just really something that we love. And so I'm just going to bring my boot and put it on one corner. Super, super cute. I'm cleaning that out. And I am going to bring, let's see, which one do I like? Choo-choo. I really like this one that says, this is a smaller, let me bring a bigger block. It says, it doesn't matter where you're going, it's who you have beside you. And I think that is such a true statement. So let me try to put this as straight as possible so there's less possibilities for mine to be completely crooked. If this is the first time you're using a polymer stamp set, always use something extra to try it because it does have, the polymer stamp sets have some chemical on it. Sometimes it's just harder. And I'm going to, oops, you see here, there's some, I'm cleaning myself. There was some ink. So always check your blocks when you're having, because you don't want to mess up your card. Let me move that out of the way. I'm aligning these here as best as I can. Hopefully this ends up being, and it did, it's as straight as it can be. I am very, very happy about that. Okay, I'm putting that away. And now I am bringing, so we're going to bring this one. We're going to bring them all and see what works. Actually, not this one because I have one that's, you know, I've already used. So the first thing that I am thinking is which one I want, and I want to make this a happy birthday or a birthday card. And since we have a beautiful happy birthday, yeah, that's so countryside sweet. Thank you, Joe. That's so funny because I was thinking of that today. I'm like, I should have used this blouse when I was making my card for with that I was using that sweet. That's probably one of my favorite sweets, and now you understand why. So what? Let me see. Yeah, what Joan is saying is that my blouse reminds her of that designer series paper, and it is so like it. The only thing is that this one has, what would you call it? Maybe like some, looks like soft soy to me on it, and the countryside does not. But that is super super funny. Thank you. Yes, my favorite, absolutely my favorite. So I am trying to see if this is going to fit here. It looks like it does. I kind of like it on that bigger one, and I think I'm going to use it on this one. I'm going to bring my other block and bring, let's see if this works. It does. Bring our happy birthday and our ink, and again, hoping it's straight, you guys. You know, I'm not very good at it. I'm going to put it on the lower end just because I may want to decorate this extra or further, and so I want this to not be in the way. So hopefully that is straight enough, guys, straight enough. I'm getting good at this straight thing. We're going to take this out, and we are going to put this one in here with dimensionals. And where is my, I'm going to bring a little bit of these twine. I always forget how to call it, guys. Yeah, you can laugh at me, it's fine. I'm going to cut a little piece of it, like a bigger piece. And we are going to kind of really double this. So maybe we'll need a little bit more of it. And I'm okay with that. So we'll put this one in here. The last one I did, let me put this out of the way. Just getting concerned. The last one I did, I was a little bit concerned because you could barely see it. So if you have something thicker, it may be better. So I'm just kind of really going through this like that. And I'm going to bring another piece because that's Maria. I should have cut a bigger piece. That's so funny. I always cut like so much of it, and then today I didn't. And I'm going to bring another piece, and I'm just going to create another loop, a loopy loop, and we're going to add it here. And I like that because I like all the amount of, how would you call this? Twine together. I have to learn how to make bows, guys. Sometimes I feel it's like kind of starting to be a thing. Okay, I'm going to bring one of the dimensionals, which is how I feel is the easiest way to control all this. And we're going to put this back in here. And then we're going to bring, let's see if this works. It needs to be bigger. So I'm just making these a little bigger, these loops a little bigger. And that one fell off. Hey. So we can see them well. Okay. And I'm just using that dimensional to hold my stuff so I can see where it goes and where I need to put the other stuff. But there it goes. And I like that it's just, maybe if I just put it higher up, you'll be able to see it better. That makes more sense. Okay. We're going to put this in dimensionals as well. What if we use this? Okay, let me remove this. What if we use this like that? Because it matches with the tent, right? And then that underneath towards the top. I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to adhere these to that Moody Mauve piece of cardstock, and I'm centering it. And we're decorating this together because I always say, I always have an idea of what I want to do, but I don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to play out. So I'm going to bring this up higher here. I'm going to bring this little piece towards there. A little higher there. I'm going to leave that one there. And what I am going to do actually, guys, is I'm going to put some glue in here, so it holds it all together. And again, towards the top. Maybe a little bit further there. There we go. And now I'm going to put dimensionals on this one. If I find my dimensionals, here they are. That one there, but actually the other way around. I had it backwards. So not one in there. So we're going to put it all the way to the half because the other half needs to be free, right? So free for movement. And so this one, I'm going to go like that. And this is working well. Okay, I'm going to need to move this a little bit. So this fits in a regular envelope. So I'm moving this a tiny bit. These work well here because I put the dimensionals on the middle. So it's working really well, except I didn't take that dimensional, but that's fine. So now let's organize my little loops that are a little unloopy. We had a bigger one, just making sure everything looks like I want it. And that's the beauty of playing with crafts, right? So you can put things exactly where you want them. And just making that there. And now we're going to finish our card putting this together. And I'm extending this so it's easier for me. I've told you guys, this is what's easier for me. Okay. So I am aligning this as best as I can, and this is our card. So you have like the happy birthday here, and then you can have your cups in here. When you open, you have these in this panel. Now let's figure out if this is even worth trying to fix. I think it needs to stay as it is. And I do like this option of putting this in here, and I think, so let's go back again. If I put it in here, nope, I'm going to put it in here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and down there. Okay, isn't this super simple? And with this paper, it's perfect. Just be mindful with this, but I think it's going to be still good. You can put many things extra if you want. If you have some of the new gems that we have around, you can put some gems. That will look awesome. You can finish this piano, which I actually have a piano here I could finish with. And that's worth it, right? So it's more finished. You can put many other things. You can make this in different colors, of course, which is what I would recommend to people. I just don't. I just use black and white because it's very useful. But I have to say one thing, guys. I really, really like my black and white color combo nowadays. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to try this before I cut any more. It seems like it's going to fit well. I'm going to cut that a little bit in here so they match. And there we go. And you can actually put some extra stuff in here if you want it. I think I'm going to go with leaving it white, and you can have an extra area to write. I'm just going to bring glue. Okay, guys, what do you think? In spite of my mistake, I think it looks cute. And truth is, people that receives it is going to be just so very happy to receive this beautiful happy birthday that I don't think they'll pay too much attention to it. My OCD brain it's thinking already how to remove it and whatnot, but I'm gonna leave it be. Don't let me do it. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I really like this option. It is very, very simple card. And of course, the options are endless, right? When you have something as simple as this. Mm, I should have been a little, lighter handed in here to when I did this. But yeah, it wasn't the craziness of trying to get things done quickly. But I really like our friend here. So again, you can put some gems in here that will make it look awesome. You can even put something here if you wanted. Let's say another sentiment in here, like celebrate or something, and just heat emboss it in white. That will look super cool. The other thing that can be done is you can cut some of those extra bisons. They're kind of tiny for me to cut, to be fully honest. I thought about it because the envelope, the actual envelope for these has the bisons on them. And I was thinking, well, you can probably cut some of them and put it in here. Like the other thing you can do is cut part of these and put it on top in here, like with a with dimensionals too. That's an option. So many possibilities. So don't get scared. Don't get, oh my God, it's just this. You can create whatever you want. But on top of that, this is a gorgeous option to work with. A gorgeous fold that you can do so many things with, right? Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate it. In spite of the mistake. Oh my goodness. Look at my hands. It looks like it's the first time I'm been crafting. It's like all messy. All messy. I'm always so messy when I'm crafting. That's why you need your chamois always around so you can clean yourself. I appreciate that you liked it. It is simple. I don't want to use anything that's different or that is not in the kit. So you make the most out of your kit. And I am that person. If you're coming here to try to figure out to use more, no, that's not me. I always, like there's demonstrators that just create like 80 cards, not 80, I'm being so exaggerated, but like 18 cards out of the 9 or stuff like that, which is very easy with this kit. If you just cut them in half, you have already 18 cards, right? That's not me. I always like try to figure out how to use it all in 2 cards. Anyways, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I forgot we have to do something. So let me see if I'm able to do this. Okay, let me move here. So we are going to have the raffle for last week's card. And when I raffled this one, I'll have that corrected. Trust me. Yeah, I'll figure it out, but I'll correct it. So let me see. I'm gonna move these. There you go. So these are the people that either commented last week or were in the live, and we are going to have a quick raffle to see who wins that card. And that is Miss Betty B. So, Miss Betty, thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Miss Betty B I will let you know that you got your card via YouTube, and you'll have to send me your email, so I'll send you the card, and you'll enjoy your new card. And then this card that we have today, let me come back up here. This card that we have today, I'm going to raffle it in the next live for Paper Pumpkin Kit. I will definitely fix it because, yeah, you guys know me. Or, most of you know me, and I just can't deal with it. So I'll fix it somehow, and you will receive a perfect card. But I really like this, and what I like is that it's simple and it's fast, and you don't have to do a whole lot. It takes a little bit to do when you're working on the because it's got those diagonal cuts, but it's not a big deal. So we actually, look at that. It's less than an hour, and we did most of the cuts in here. So really, I could have done this in 45 minutes, and on top of that, I talk a lot. So we all know that. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate your company. I hope you liked the card, and learned something new today. And please like and subscribe if you have not. Share the video, and do let me know in the comments if you like it, if you share the video. Every comment and everybody that is here on our live today will be in the raffle next week for the for this card. Actually, if you want another card, we can discuss it. But technically, it's for the card we made today. Okay? So have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a blessed rest of your week.